All right, so I want to welcome all of you to Team PC Hot Shots is kind of the organization that you guys are on. I know some of you are under different directors like Christy and Tracy. They are both directors that are under me. So I want to introduce myself a little bit so you understand who the heck. Oh, Julie is getting back on. Hold on. Let me let her back in. But I want you guys to understand a little bit about who I am. So I'm Melody Harper, and I've been with Pampered Chef for over 11 years now. And so I started 11 years ago because I wanted to be able to stay home with my kiddos. I had been a teacher previously. I had taught for 7 years. I had one of my children and still went back to teaching with him. But then when I was pregnant with our daughter, I was like, man, it's going to be so hard to put 2 children in childcare on my teaching salary, pretty much eat up half of my teaching salary, driving, 45 minutes every day. And so I decided that I wanted to look for something part-time to do. And I had never done anything but teach. So I literally had no clue what that something would be. But I did go to a Pampered Chef party, and all we did was cooking shows back then. So I was at one of my friends' house and showing them everything in the catalog that I had and loved. And the consultant looked at me and she was like, why are you not doing this? Like, you know more about these products than I do. So looking for something at the time, I was like, And all my friends there were like, hey, we'll have a party if you do it. And so I thought, okay. It took me about a month of her. I am a personality that if I jump in to do something, I'm going to jump in full force. And so I had every question and I didn't know, and I didn't know if I could make this work. I had never sold anything in my life. So I was very unsure if I could make this work. But I decided to go ahead and give it a try. And that was 11 years ago. And it has been an amazing journey. And just incredible things from this business. So we just built this house about 6 months ago, our dream home and our forever home. And that was thanks to Pampered Chef, because I can tell you on my teacher salary, we would have not built this house at all. So I'm very thankful. But I'm proof that having goals and pushing towards those goals for 11 years has got me to where I'm at. So not saying that this business is always easy, because it's not, and not saying there's not going to be moments where you deal with people and hosts and you're like, what the heck? Like, you deal with people. But I will say that it is worth it. And so you really can achieve anything you want in this business. And I really do believe that. And I always say the only way that you will ever fail is if you just give up, because keep pushing, even when you're like, I don't even have a party on my calendar, you can still book a party. Okay. Even when you think it may be the end of the business, I can tell you, like, it doesn't have to be the end. Okay. So I am proof of that. And so I just want you guys to know that we are here to support you on this journey. We are kind of a big PC family. So that Team PC Hot Shots page, I know some of you are under Christy, which she is great help. And so is Tracy also. So I know that they are both there for questions, but if for some reason they're in the middle of something and you can't get them right then, hop on Team PC Hot Shots and ask your question there, because there's a lot of people that have been in the business, a while. They may be able to help you with a question too. So that's a good resource page there as well, if you have any questions or if you are needing anything. So when you guys are starting out, have any of you guys started Dash yet? Started any of the Dash training? Okay, I see some shaking hands. Yes, so all of you have started Dash. Okay, so that's great, because that is a good place to start, where you can kind of jump in and you can do the training as you get a chance to do the training. Okay, so that's a great place to start. But also, when I first started, I know I took the time to really make a list of the people that I wanted to reach out to for parties. Okay. And how I made this list is I called it the Franks list, like the hot dog, like Franks. Okay. Franks. And they gave me, they're like, write a list of 100. I was like, 100? What the heck? That's a lot of stinking people. Okay. For me just to try to think through. But if you break it down, the Franks list helped me because if you break it down this way, it just helps you kind of think through different groups of people. So the F stands for your friends. Okay. So trying to come up with at least 3 to 4 friends that you think may be interested in having a party. Okay. The R is relatives. Okay. So relatives, that could be aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, moms, children, you know, well, actually K is kids, so forget the children. But A is associates. So if you don't have a current job, this could be a past job that you've had, okay, or people that you used to work with, okay? So the nice thing about Facebook is that we can stay connected with a lot of people that maybe we used to work with, used to do life with. N is neighbors. And some people are like, well, I live out in the boonies. I don't have neighbors, you know? So any of these, you're like, I don't have 3 or 4 of those, double up on a different one. Okay, I can think of more friends, or I can think of more family, or, okay, so this is just kind of a starting place for you. And K is kids. So whether they are grown adult kids or little kids, like when I started, I had their teachers doing parties. I had the soccer moms doing parties. I would sit at soccer games and they would see me post about what I had for dinner. And they were like, that's a really cool product. What was that thing exactly? And I would end up booking a party, sitting there at practice, talking to the other soccer moms. Okay. So because of your kids, it could be the secretary at the school walks in, you know, and she saw that you sold Pampered Chef now. She's like, hey, can you bring a catalog up here to school? Okay. So S is going to be spouse. Okay. And I don't know, I'm not sure, maybe you are married, you're not married. I'm not sure. But if you have a spouse, okay, that could be your spouse's friends, people your spouse works with. Okay. And so that is where the S comes in. Okay. So FRANKS, that's 6 people. If you have 3 to 4, that's going to put you at 18 to 24 people that you're originally reaching out to. Okay. And this is just a starting place. Okay. I really try to have my new people reaching out to about 15 people a day. Okay. Reaching out, whether you're going through your phone and say, okay, I'm going to go through my A's and B's today, or you're going through Facebook, A's and B's. Okay. There's, you can print out a Facebook list and you can check off, you know, who you have reached out to. Okay. But as you're reaching out to people, I want you to keep a few things in mind. One, you're going to hear the word no a lot. Okay, that is normal and it will happen. Okay, so please don't think that you're doing something wrong or all your friends suck. Because I hear that a lot. My friends just suck, my family sucks. Because the people sometimes that you love the most are unfortunately sometimes the ones you're going to hear no from. And that's really hard. Okay, and sometimes the people that you wouldn't have ever thought would have a party for you are the ones that step up and have the party. Okay, but honestly, just having a few parties and trying to get bookings from those parties and having some more, now that it's virtual, it really helps you get your foot out and get you going. Okay, because if you just have the opportunity to break out of your friends group with just a few people, it really can get you going in this business. Okay, so when I did my first party, it was in my home. And I had invited a neighbor over. I didn't even know the neighbor very well, but she came over to my party and she decided that she was going to book her own party. So I walked down the street to do her party and I did her party and she invited all her friends, which I did not know her friends at all. But from that party, 5 of her friends decided they wanted to do a party with me. And so I went and did each of those 5 parties, and each of those 5 people, different people booked. Okay. And literally within that one party, I was able to break out and get going in my business. And probably for about a year, I did parties in a town that was 20 minutes from me. And I did probably 30 parties in that town. Okay, just because this person booked and this person booked and this person booked. Okay, but once you break out, okay, it really, you can continue, and it does get easier once you break out of your friends group. Okay, so there's definitely ways to, and I think something on the calendar here real quick. Okay, so next Thursday, okay, I want you guys to write on your calendar, that's the 20th. Okay, next Thursday at 8 o'clock, so the same time, I'm gonna do a training called Step Up Your Virtual Party Training. Okay, and on that training, so this is kind of just like a new consultant helping you, all get started. But that next Thursday, I'm going to give you every tip, trick, idea that I have to help make your virtual party successful. Okay, so from talking to your host at the beginning to wrapping up bookings at the end. Okay, we will cover all of that in between. Okay, so if you're wanting some more of that knowledge, I'm going to urge you to come back. Okay, so from hold on. What is today? Today's the 17th. So it's this Thursday, not next Thursday. I'm looking at my calendar. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it's the third week of April already. Okay, so this Thursday, 8 o'clock. Okay, so as in a few days from now. So be sure to come back to that training, because that one I think will be very helpful to all of you as well. Okay, but I do want to show you a few resources that are available to you and where to find a few things, so you guys know where some things are. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over to Team PC Hotshots. Okay, and I'm going to show a couple things to you there. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Okay, so what you're seeing here, let me explain a little bit about what this cover photo says. Okay, so you will see Christy's, well, there's a flower covering her right now, so you can't actually see her face, but Christy's name here. Okay, and the green flower, what that means, my number 5 should be over here, it moved. But what that means is her personal team has at least 5,000 in sales, making them a green director team. So in order to be a green director team, her personal team, the people that are directly under her, which are you two are on her personal team. Okay, so your sales count towards that 5,000. Okay, so she is already what we would consider a green director team. Now, each of these, so there's Tracy. I know that Veronica, you're under Tracy right there. Okay, so these are a list of the directors, and the 1, 2, and 3 are 1st gen, 2nd gen, 3rd gen, 4th gen. Okay, so what that means is these directors here are directly under me. Okay, some of them I personally recruited. Some of them ended up moving up to me, because the person that they were under is no longer with Pampered Chef. Okay, so these are the 1st gen. Now, these couple people are directors that are under them, and these people are directors under these two. Okay, and so on. Okay, so that's kind of what that is, right? So when you look at this and you see us congratulating director teams, and once that personal team gets to 10,000. I'll move a blue flower over, for everyone and any of the director teams that their sales meet 10,000. Okay, so that's what that is. So I wanted to explain that to you. Now, if you go to featured, okay, featured is going to have a lot of different items. It's this part right here, so it's going to show at the top of the page. Okay. But if I just click on featured, the first thing that you're going to see here is I usually put a booking blitz, and I put a reach out message that for that month, you can reach out for bookings. Okay. And if you get a booking, this is our word for the month, or hashtag is April is awesome. Okay. So if you get a booking or something exciting happens in your business, be sure to come back to this page and do hashtag April is awesome. Okay. So we can all celebrate the success and stuff that you've had. Now, if you go down to the next one, this is all of our outline information. Okay, this is how you run your parties on Facebook. Okay, so there are different ways that you can run your parties. Now, the first way, okay, is this is just a Hotshot monthly outline group. So if you click on this link, it's going to take you to this group, and you'll see Christy is the one that posts these items in here for us. Okay, so here's the cover photo, but it's posted backwards. Okay, and I know it says March 27th, but she ran it, she posted these at the end of March, so we would have them for April. Okay, so this is actually April's outline, it's just posted backwards. So this is like the very last post, if that makes sense. So basically you would just scroll through here until you see one that would say like February 27th, because you know that's the previous month's outline. Okay, so if you didn't want to do a posting service, okay, you could always come over here and you can copy the posts and put them into your party each day. Now, if you're like me and like, I don't have time for all the posting and pulling all this information every day, okay, here is the other, let me just go back here. Okay, so these other items are Send Share, okay, which the two of you, has Christy talked to you about Send Share at all? Yes and maybe. Not sure, Tracy. I see a yes from Andrea. I'm not sure from Tracy. Okay, I know that Christy uses Send Share, so I'm sure she'll be talking to you guys about that. Veronica, has Tracy talked to you about, I think she does. She does Post My Party. Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. Tracy does Post My Party. So both of them are here. These are both, Send Share is a posting service, and so is Post My Party. They're both posting services. They both do similar things. Okay. So basically the whole outline that you see on this outline group is posted in these two posting services. So it's the best $10 that I spend in my month. You know, if you don't get maybe a couple coffee drinks or maybe go out to eat lunch that month, just so you can have this posting service, I highly recommend it. Okay, because what this does is all the posts are already loaded into the posting service for you. You go in, you set it up, you click, you know, that you want to send it to this party, and it does it for you. Okay, it posts the post, and it makes it so much easier. I've had even one of my friends one time was like, "You're in the hospital. What are you doing posting in that party still?" And I'm like, well, here's my secret. I'm not. Okay. So it just is so helpful when things are, you know, you've had a crazy busy day. You don't have to worry about, oh man, I did not post in that party today. Okay. It's doing it for you. All I have to worry about is going in there and interacting with the guests, maybe, you know, commenting on the post, making sure there's no questions. Okay. So it just makes everything a whole lot easier. Okay, here's all the cover photos and the answers to the games. Okay, they're all in here. So if you click in here, okay, then you can go in and you can save whatever cover photo you want. Okay, but here's the answers to the games. Like there's one of the game answers, there's one of the game answers. Okay, and we're back at the cover photos now. Okay, so you can save and you can figure out which one of these you would like for your cover photo. And I just save it to my computer and I use it on all of them. Okay, so now if we scroll back up, okay, so we're on the second post still here. If you scroll in here on this Google Doc, there's a lot of information. Okay, a lot of information. So here's a few videos for newer consultants that you can look through. Now, a lot of this stuff here is what you are going to be doing in your DASH training. Okay, so if you're walking through and you're doing some of your DASH, it's probably similar to what you already are seeing. Okay, But if you scroll down, okay, here's some virtual party tips and tricks. The part that we are going to be going over on Thursday is this document right here. Okay, this is the schedule of exactly what I do in my parties and when I do everything. Okay, like literally how I do my party and the things that are going to help you have success in your parties. Okay, so that's where you're going to find this information. Here is a checklist of what I do when, starting from Monday through Friday, and what I do. And then this is a party tracker that this helps. I'll just show you guys what this looks like. I print one of these out for every one of my parties. And it just helps me keep track of what's going on in my parties. Okay, so it looks like this. So I write the host name and the show date. Okay, did the host join the party? Okay, you can make them a moderator. The time that a moderator comes helpful, if something happens and like, let's say Facebook locks you out and you can't get into your party for some reason, that moderator could add like your husband's profile or, you know, so making them a moderator and administrator sometimes is helpful in case something happens to your account for some reason. You can say, hey, can you add me back in or whatever. So that's sometimes when I'll make them a moderator or an administrator of the party so that that host can help me, you know, if something were to happen. Now I keep track of how many people did they add to the party. My goal is to always have them add 150 to 200 people. Okay, and I talk to them about this in my host coaching, which that's what we're going to get into on Thursday. Okay. And the goal is to have 30 to 40 members that actually join the party, which means they saw it and they said, yep, I want to join. Okay, those become your members. I keep track to see how many did my host actually add and how many members, because if they didn't add 150 to 200 and they don't have 30 to 40 members, I'm going to be reaching out to them saying, okay, let's try to add some more. Unless they're like, I only have 30 friends on Facebook, because yes, sometimes that does happen. Okay, then it's a little bit tougher. Okay, but you still work with them and say, okay, that just means you're going to have to reach outside of Facebook for some of these orders. Okay, did they have any bookings? Okay, and if I did an early bird winner drawing, and then I keep track of who is my drawing winner at the end. Okay, and then every time at the end of the day, I just go through here and I write down who placed an order today, and I give them a check mark. Did I do a thank you post? Which means when they order, I just go into the party and say, thank you so much for your order. It's greatly appreciated. And I tag them. Okay, and that's it. And I do that for every single person every day, because the more people see in your party, oh, that person ordered. Oh man, Jenny did too. Oh goodness, Samantha, she's on it. I need to get in there and do it. Okay, the more that they see those thank yous, the more that it's a reminder that they need to get in there and do it. Okay, so I just, every day I'm posting thank yous. Okay, and then I actually shoot them a text too. And when they place their order, I just send them a text from my phone, and I just want to say thank you so much for ordering from Samantha's party. I really appreciate your participation in your order. And that's it. I don't say anything else. Okay, but sometimes it starts a conversation of, you're so welcome, I've loved this party, or you've done a great job, I'm going to save your number for later if I ever need anything. Okay, so that's why I like to, and I don't do any strings attached to that. I just am sending that thank you, but sometimes it does lead to more. Okay, and then if I ask them to book, okay, and there's a reminder tag is just something which I'll talk more about Thursday. Okay, so don't necessarily pay attention to this column right now. And then a recruit lead is if it ends up being someone interested in the business, and any notes I want to take about them. Okay, so this is just a good tracking thing that I use for the party, just to kind of see like, okay, make sure I have all my ducks in a row, and I do one of these for every party and I print it out. Okay, and guys, since it is a document, you can change whatever you want. It's a Microsoft Word document. So you can delete, you can change, you can add what you want, you can take it away, so you can make this document your own. Okay. But we will talk about this a little bit more on Thursday and how I use this document. Okay. No, Julie was trying to be on here. Okay. So that is what this Google Doc document is here. Okay. And then you have the monthly outline. Okay. So one of the last things I want to say to you guys is when you, since you are all in your first 90 days in this business, okay, I am just going to really encourage you to get as much as you can out of this first 90 days. Okay. So as far as bookings, as far as earning all of your new consultant rewards. Okay. Because you get things as a, being a new consultant when you reach your 30-day and your 60-day and your 90-day. Okay. You have all of these rewards that you can get. So I just want to make sure you all know. I clicked on explore here. Okay. So anytime I need to print out or see what the host special and the guest special is for the month. Okay. They are right here. So fast track rewards. And this is what I wanted to share with you all. Okay, so these fast track rewards are rewards that you can get as a new consultant. Okay, so we have the level 1, we have 500 in sales, this brownie bite pan and cake tester releaser when you have 500. Okay, hold on, we're going to keep going. Level 2, which includes you all. Okay, so for consultants who joined March 1st, which all of you did correct. Yeah, March 1st through June 30th. Okay, you can earn your, so you, Andrea, you already have done this, correct? Whoop, whoop. So you're getting your deluxe stand mixer. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so when you get your $12.50 in your first 30 days of the business, okay, you get that stand mixer. Okay, and then level 2, we're going to pass that because that's not any of you. This is better anyways. Okay, level 3. So when you have 2,500, you get this 10-inch stainless steel nonstick skillet. Okay, in your first 60 days. Okay, which is all of you guys. Okay, so once you hit 2,500, this is what you get. When you hit 5,000 in your first 90 days, okay, and if you guys don't know what your 30, 60, 90 days are, be sure to either ask Christy or Tracy, and they can tell you exactly what your dates are so you hit these rewards, okay? So I want to show you guys a little bit about some more rewards that you guys can get besides just on sales. So in your first 90 days, so by that 90-day date, if you have anyone that joins your team, okay, and when they join, they hit their $12.50 in sales in their first 90 days, okay, you can get $100 cash added to your paycheck. Okay, so for every consultant that you have added and hits $12.50, you can get $100. You also get 50 Pampered Chef bucks. And Pampered Chef bucks are kind of like a gift card. So when you go on and you try to buy supplies or seasonings or catalogs or whatever you want, it will say you have 50 PC bucks in there. Would you like to use those? Yes, I do. Okay, so it's basically like a gift card. You can use those 50 bucks and it helps you pay for products or whatever you're wanting. Okay, so you get 50 for every consultant that joins your team when they qualify. Okay, when consultants in their first 90 days, why is this still on here? Limited time offer that's passed. I don't even know why that's still on there. Okay. We're gonna keep going. All right. So this is the part that I wanted to get to. So I showed you guys a little bit about directors, okay, that are on that board. You guys have a thing called fast track directorship that you can earn in your first 90 days, which is why it's important for you to know your 90-day date. Okay. So if you were to become a fast track director, okay, in your first 90 days of the business, you get an extra $500 cash added to your paycheck. Okay. So think about this. You have a question, Andrea? You can unmute yourself.
So it's 100 per person, and then once you get 5 and you promote, you get another 500?
Correct.
Wait,
So it's like
okay.
double dipping. Yes, it's like double dipping. Because yes, so once they, and that's what's awesome, is like, it's not just $500 or it's not just the 100, it's like the 100, and then you're gonna get the 500 because hopefully they're gonna hit their 1250 anyways. That's always our goal for new consultants, is for them to at least hit their, 1250 in sales. So yes, when they hit 1250, you get $100. When you get 5 people underneath of you, and they don't have to so let's say you're trying to become a fast track director in April. Let's just say that. Okay. I know that's not what you're doing, but in April, then that means you have 5 people under you. Okay. And they're all trying to get at least 150 in sales. Okay. Not even necessarily 1250 yet. Okay. That you can still get the $100 off of them next month if they hit it then. Okay. So, but when you're trying to go for director, let's say your 90 days is up April 26th. So you got to try to make it happen this month. Okay. So you're trying for directorship this month. So those 5 people, they have to have at least 150 in sales, because 150 in sales is what Pampered Chef considers for you to be active. Okay. Some people are like, well, what is active? Active just means like that you have at least 150 in sales and you are considered active for that month. Okay. So those 5 people would need to have at least 150 in sales. You as a leader have to have 750 in sales. Okay. And with all of you together, so your sales and their sales equal 5,000. Okay. So that means 6 people all together, their sales need to equal 5,000. Okay, which is a lot easier than you think. Okay, it really is. So once you start adding up people's sales, it really is so doable. Okay, so when that happens, that means you get $500 added to your paycheck. And once you maintain, which is this part right here, paid as director. So you maintain your directorship for 3 months. So that means you did it in April, and in May you were paid because you all had 5,000 in sales again. In May, you got it. And then in June, you did it again. Well, they add another $500 to your paycheck. So when you do it 3 months in a row, you get another $500. Okay. And then let's say, which is this fast track advanced director, when you promote to advanced director in your first 6 months. So this is not in 90 days. They give you 6 months to do this part. Okay. So if someone under you says, you know what, I think I want to try this fast track directorship stuff, I want to do that too. And they become a director, which makes you an advanced director, you get $1,000 added to your paycheck. You maintain it for 3 months, you get another $1,000. Okay. So I basically look at it as, okay, you have this pile of cash sitting on a table, and you walk in and it's there and you can get it, but it's just your choice if you want it or not. It's available to you. Okay. So you can choose, if this is an option that you would like. Okay. Tomorrow night, we are starting a program that is going to help people promote to director. Okay. the first 2 weeks, which is tomorrow night, the 18th, and next week, the 25th. It's just going to be about getting bookings on our calendar. Okay, it's going to help us get bookings. And those people that are interested in going for a directorship, getting those 5 people on their team, we will help you with the wording. We will help you with how to make that happen. We will help you with what that looks like. Okay, we'll walk through all of that for you. I know I'm kind of explaining this in a nutshell. Okay, but we have had lots of fast track directors on our team, lots. Okay, so a lot of people have been able to make this happen. It is very doable. I wish my leader would have told me about this when I started. She did not. I did not even know this was a thing when I first started. So I missed out on this cash opportunity because I didn't know what it was. Okay, I became a director like a year after I started, almost exactly a year. I promoted to director. Had I known about this option, I 100% would have tried for it. Okay. So I want to be sure the new people that start on our team, you guys know about this opportunity, because it's for any person that starts in their first 90 days of the business. You have this opportunity for this cash. Okay. So if you have anyone, and I always tell people, talk to some of your friends, say, hey, join with me. This is a fun way just to get some extra money. You can do it from home. Okay. You don't have to make it be pressured or uncomfortable. Okay. The way that I look about having someone on your team is you never know who could actually use this extra income or how this could actually change their family's life. And coming from someone that it has changed my family's life, I will tell you, I am thankful every day that that person asked me to be a part of Pampered Chef. She didn't have to. She could have said, I don't need to share that with her. I'm sure she's a teacher. She's probably, she's not even interested. Okay. And she didn't have to say a thing to me, but because she did, it made me start thinking, I was thinking about doing something, didn't know what, but maybe this is a good option for me. Okay. So you just never know who could use some extra cash. Okay. Teachers are going to be finishing up their school year here and wanting to do something extra for the summer. Okay. So there's a lot of opportunity with people right now that maybe could use some extra cash. Okay. So just keep an open mind of sharing it in your parties with your hosts. You never know with the people that host, have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? Okay. It's a lot of fun. Watch me have fun, and if it is, then share more with them. Okay. But don't be afraid and don't feel like you are just pushing people if you are talking to them about the business, because you really don't know who could use this business. And so I always say, like, I never want to be the reason, that someone wouldn't join Pampered Chef because I didn't ever share it. So, but do you guys have any questions about anything that I have shared or went over? Any questions at all? No?
Yeah, I have a question. So you showed us in the featured spot on the PC team. I was watching it. I was going on my phone and checking it as you were saying it. And you showed the, I do the Post My Party. And this is for April. So when does the May one come out?
Usually towards the end of the month, we post the next one. So,
okay, so I would just need to watch it.
So Post My Party, have you set up Post My Party yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, just watch it and you'll see me announce on Team PC Hot Shots. Here's the new outline for the month. And then I'll pin it to the featured again, the new one. Okay. So just kind of be watching it. It's usually that last week of the month is when I will post it. Cause like parties will be ending up. So the parties here will be ending up and kind of starting new ones. So I'll most likely post it probably towards the beginning, mid that week, so that if parties want to go start like that weekend of April, I start my parties on Saturday. So let's say that those parties on the 29th want to kick off with the May one, they can. So yeah, just be watching towards that last week of April there. The new one will be posted.
All right, because I always add stuff on. It takes me like 8 hours. It takes me forever to look on there and change a few things.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that's why I was wondering how soon they come up.
Usually that last week, probably towards the beginning of that week. So you guys have a chance to get it.
All right, now, one other question that I have, I don't know, is there a minimum parties that we have to have a month, or how does that work?
There is not a minimum amount of parties. Like I said, to be considered active is that 150 in sales. But
A
what
month?
a month? Yep, a month. So if you were not active for 1 month, nothing happens per se. Okay. However, as you guys do your parties and stuff, your sales accumulate. Okay. So when you hit 15,000 in sales, you get a 2% increase on your pay. Okay. So you don't ever want to go 2 months without hitting your 150 in sales, because what happens is you lose that lifetime sales amount. Okay. So if something happens in 1 month, then and you don't hit 150 in sales, you're okay. But if you do it 2 months in a row, you don't hit at least 150 in sales, then you'll lose that lifetime. So that's basically the only thing that happens. There's not a minimum party requirement. It really is whatever goal you're wanting for yourself, you know, as far as, that's why I always say it's good for new consultants to have a goal or an income, or maybe something they're wanting to pay off, or, you know, a certain amount that they're wanting, you know, to make. So you kind of have an idea of how many parties that would take. Okay. So typically, you know, a virtual party is $500 to $600 in sales. A typical virtual party would be. So, you know, making, you know, 150 or so off of that party, you can kind of figure out, okay, if I want to have 500 in sales a month, then I probably need to have 4 parties a month. So you can kind of base on, you know, and I'm shooting lower. Of course, you're going to have those $1,000 parties. You're going to have $2,000 parties. You're going to have $300 parties. You know, they range, which is why it's always good to have, you know, a few parties lined out. So if this one tanks and this one does good, they kind of average each other out.
Well, I have parties scheduled clear till September, through September, but I thought, oh my God, what happens if I get a month that I don't have any parties, and what am I gonna do?
You failed, Veronica, you failed.
Right.
Not at all. And that's awesome. That's awesome that you have them booked out that long. So, but yeah, no, I mean, and that's what is great, is the consistency really helps. It's when consultants will have a party and then they go a month without, you feel like you're just teaching yourself over and over again. You know, every time you have that party, you're having to relearn how to do a party, you know? So if you're having a party every week, this will start coming natural for you. And it just is so much easier to be consistent than it is to get behind and be less consistent. It is more difficult, honestly. So if you guys can get where you're consistently having, you know, a party or 2 or 3 or 4, or however many you want, and you're comfortable with in a week, it really is easier. So, and when on Thursday, I'll show you guys kind of my system of what I do, what a day looks like, what a week looks like. I'll walk you through a week of my party and what I do in each day. And I have a checklist, you know, that you guys, I love checklists. I'm a checklist junkie. So I like to be like, okay, because I don't want to sit down at my desk and go, I've got so much to do and I don't even know where to start. Like, I didn't want to be like that anymore. So when I had little kids and I was running like a crazy person all the time, my kids are a little bit older now, still keep me running like a crazy person, but I want to sit down and I want to feel like, okay, what do I need to do today? Here it is. Let's get it done. Here's what I need to do. My parties, check, check, check. Here's what I do with my host, check, check, check. Done. Okay, so those are the kind of things I'll share with you guys on Thursday. I don't want to overwhelm with too much information the very first time. So that's why I have this training. It lets you breathe for 2 days. You only get 2 days breath this time. Okay, and then we'll do that other training. So then you guys have more, you know, for what we have. So any other questions? No? Are you too overwhelmed right now? Are you guys good? Okay, good. Okay, good. And I will tell you, this is like anything else that you do. The longer you're in it, the easier it gets. Okay, it will become second nature. Trust me, I still remember 11 years ago when I first started, and I had a notebook and it had like pages of notes. And the person I signed up under didn't really help me a lot. You guys are lucky because you have people, your uplines are very helpful. Mine was not. So I called Pampered Chef and I was like, can you answer my question? So it's different now. You guys are on a really good organization that is here to help you and help you guys be successful. So know that you guys are blessed in that regard. You guys are on a good team. So, but we're excited to have you guys. Thank you guys for being on this call, and hopefully I will see you guys on Thursday night. All right, bye guys.